what comes to your mind when you hear the word transformation? Maybe it is the movie Transformers when Optimus Prime transformed from a semi-truck to a robot. Or when you were in elementary school and you talked about the process of a caterpillar transforming into a butterfly, or tadpole transforming into a frog. Well, in today's lesson, we are going to be transforming or doing transformations of figures on the coordinate plane. So let's dive into the lesson. What's up, chat? Welcome to Unit 8, Day 7, Transformations in Context. And so in this lesson, we are going to be able to identify various transformations in different situations, okay? And so I, in the intro, already mentioned, right, transform means to change, okay? And so a transformation is a change. It is a change in the position, the size, or the shape of a figure on the coordinate plane, okay? And so the shape stays the same, but it may be moved, it may be flipped, or it may be resized. Now, there are 4 transformations, different types, and we are actually only going to study 2 in this unit, okay? But I wanted to mention all of them, and so the 4 types are translations, reflections, and you notice that those are bolded because those are going to be the 2 that we focus on. But there are also rotations and dilations, and we're not going to talk about that this year, okay? But wanted you to know that. All right, and so just a little bit more language, definitions, terms to give you. The shape of the figure before it's transformed, so before it is changed, it is called the pre-image, okay? So before it is called the pre-image or the original. So that is that there's going to be a figure and we're going to change it in some way, right? Either reflecting it or translating it, and that is called the pre-image before. Well, once the shape is transformed after it undergoes its changes, that is just called the image or the new figure, okay? So let's look at the 2 types of transformations that we're going to study and focus on in this lesson. The first one is translation. Translation. A translation moves a shape from one place to another without changing its size or direction. And here's the key. It slides the figure up, down, left, or right. Okay? And so a translation is just a slide. It is just moving. Okay? It moves or slides the figure in a direction, up, down, left, or right. All right? Again, an example of a translation would be if it moves 5 units to the right, or if it moves 2 units up, right? That's a translation. It slides or it moves, okay? The key rule, every point of the shape moves the same distance, okay? So every point is going to move the same distance, right, in order for a translation to occur. All right, and so here's just a picture of a translation with just a smiley face, right? You have, this is the original, okay, and then the image, so this is the pre-image, and then this is the image. And we know that the image, usually after it moves, it has sort of an apostrophe above it, okay? So that's usually how we indicate that. All right, and then lastly, we have a reflection, or next we have a reflection. A reflection is a flip of a shape over a line, and it looks like a mirror. So it looks like you have a mirror image. The shape stays the same size, but it appears to be reversed, right? So like you're looking into a mirror. If you reflect the shape over the y-axis, then the left and right sides switch places, right? And so like here, this is flipped over. It was B, and then this is the pre-image, and then this is the image, right? And when you flip it, you see the sides just change. The wink was on the left, now the wink is on the right. The open eye was on the right, now it's on the left, okay? All right, and then the key rule is each point of the shape is the same distance from the reflection from the reflection line as its original point. And so we're going to study both of these in more detail, looking at specific points. But right now, I just wanted to give you a general overview of them. All right, and so all we're doing in this lesson today is we are just identifying which has occurred. Okay, so we are going to look at the figure. All right, and then we're going to see how did it change. Remember, I mentioned, so if we're looking at this first one, let me zoom in a little bit. Okay, all right, and so the image that is the pre-image or the original is the letters that don't have the apostrophe. So W, X, Y, W, X, Y, Z, okay? This is the original, okay? Because it does not have the apostrophes. And so I have this shaped here. And again, now W was on the left, now it's on the right. X was on the left, on the right, now it's on the left. And so we can see that this is a reflection, all right? And so that is a reflection that has occurred here, right? And so this is and it has reflected over the y-axis, okay? It's been reflected over the y-axis. It was here, and it's been reflected there, all right? Example number 2, okay? Again, if I was to ask you which one is the original and which one is the image, right? Which one is the pre-image and which one is the image? Well, again, the original, the pre-image, where it starts is the one without the apostrophes. So we started here, okay? We had A, B, and C. And we still have A at the top, we have B at the bottom, C. So it didn't reflect because the positions didn't move, okay? All it was it just slid down. It just moved, okay? And so if I wanted to know exactly, so this is a translation, okay? And I could even be specific and say this has been translated. Well, this went down. The A was here, it went down 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So it was translated 4 units down and then 4 units to the right, right? And then every point was the same way. This was translated 1, 2, 3, 4 units down, 1, 2, 3, 4 units to the right. C, again, 4 units down, 4 units to the right, all right? So, guys, that is all we're doing. Today is just an intro, okay? And so I want you to go ahead and do the next 4. Tell me if it's a translation or a reflection, all right? And then I'll give you the answers, and then that will be the rest of the end of our time. All right, so question number 3. This is a translation because the points just slide. The Y was here, and now, again, they're all in the same spot, okay? It does not flip, they're not reversed, they're all in the same spot, and this is translated down 1, and then it slides over right to the right 4, okay? So that was the translation there. The next one is a reflection, okay? Because point P is on the left here, but now point P is on the right. Q is on the right here, now it's on the left. And so it is reflected again over the y-axis, all right? And then the next one is 5 is a reflection also, right? All of these examples are reflecting over the y-axis. Again, not all of them. Sometimes it could reflect down here, but that is an additional reflection. And then for the moon, this is a translation. It is just been slid 1 unit down and then 8 units or 7 units to the right, all right? So, hey, that is all for today's lesson. Again, just an intro introducing the 2 transformations that we're going to focus on in this unit. And in the next lesson, we will zoom in and look more specifically at translations and reflections and actually do them ourselves. All right? Like the video, subscribe.